Hola, hola! Welcome to another video. Soy Senorita Spanish. Today we'll be looking at paper 1. Specifically, we're going to look at last year's May-June paper from 2023 with answers, and we'll be focusing on the reading comprehension section, which is part B. Stay tuned for more videos. I will also share the listening comprehension section for not only last year papers, but other past papers, so that you can get maximum practice before your exam. Vamos a comenzar. But before we do, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to my channel, as well as to click that notification bell so that you can be alerted every time I post a new video. Let's jump right in. Number 31. Gloria no tiene muchos blanc y por eso ella puede ahorrar mucho dinero en el banco. So Gloria does not have a lot of blank, and because of this, she can save a lot of money in the bank. So let us analyze our options and eliminate what cannot be. So we have gastos, which means expenses. We have ahorros, which means savings. We have sueldos, que significa wages. And then we have cambios, which means change or changes. So Gloria doesn't have a lot of expenses, and because of this, she can save a lot of money at the bank. That's the best. So that's the best response. Number 32. Ahora recuerdo todas las fechas históricas, pero estoy seguro de que blank no las recordaré. Now I remember all the historical dates, but I am sure that blank, I will not remember them. So now I remember all the historical dates, but I am sure that blank, I will not remember them. So we have the verb recordar in the future tense. So that is pointing to a future date. In the future, I will not remember them. And the only one of these which is a date pertaining to the future is mañana, which is tomorrow. Anoche significa last night, so that could not work. Mañana is tomorrow, as we said. Anteayer is the day before yesterday. And esta mañana is this morning. So all of these, except for mañana, are pointing to the past. So today, no, I remember all the historical dates, but I'm sure that tomorrow I will not remember them. And these are very popular questions. They are always repeated. So once you know what they are and once you know what the answers are, you are good to go and you'll be very prepared for the exam. Number 33. Después de que blank el timbre, los alumnos tuvieron que entrar en la sala de asamblea. So after blank the bell, the students had to enter into the assembly hall. So we have the same verb sonar, which is to ring, but it's in different tenses. So sonó, that's the present tense, rang. Sonará, that's the future tense, will ring. Sonaba, which is the imperfect tense, used to ring. And sonaría, which is the conditional tense, would ring. So we also have the present tense in this sentence, which is showing us the time of this experience. So after the bell rang, that's our best answer. The students had to enter into the assembly hall. It is talking about something that has already passed because of the existence of this word. So you have to analyze your sentence and pick up what is the tense that this is being written in. What is this saying? What are some keywords that stands out to me in terms of vocabulary or in terms of grammar? What is the tense taking place here? And we have to go with that. 34. No tengo una blusa roja para ponerme mañana. Por lo tanto, necesito ir a la... So this is a vocabulary question. I don't have a red blouse to put on tomorrow. Therefore, I need to go to the. So we are analyzing the vocabulary in the sentence, and the vocab that we were given was a blouse. Oficina is not our best answer. That's office. Zapateria is not our best answer. That means a shoe store. Lavanderia is not our best answer either. This is our laundromat. And then we have tienda de ropa, which is clothing store. So we have found our answer. Therefore, I need to go to the clothing store in order to buy a new blouse. Now, another word for clothing store that you might see in this case is roperia. Let's move on to 35. El estudiante había llegado blanco a la escuela a causa del embotellamiento. So this is another vocabulary question. The student had arrived blank to school because of the traffic. Let us analyze our options. We have tarde, que significa late. We have a tiempo, que significa on time. We have despacio, que significa slow. And we have temprano, que significa early. So the first step to conquering any of these questions is to know our vocab so that we can analyze the question. And we can now insert each of these words into the sentence. The student had arrived late to school because of the traffic. The student had arrived on time because of the traffic, so we can eliminate this one. The student had arrived slow to school because of the traffic. And the student had arrived early. We can also eliminate this one. And then slow is not very grammatical. Nobody speaks that way. The best answer is tarde. The student had arrived late because of the traffic. 36. This is probably the most popular question. It's always on every single paper, every year. Mañana va a llover, pero no puedo encontrar mi. So tomorrow it is going to rain, but I cannot find my. So let's analyze our answers. Bufanda, que significa scarf. Paraguas, que significa umbrella. Parabrisas, que significa windshield. Y paracaídas, que significa parachute. So we have found our answer. Umbrella, paraguas. Tomorrow it is going to rain, but I cannot find my umbrella. Number 37. Los amigos de Juan le trajeron blanc por su fiesta de cumpleaños. Juan's friends brought him blank for his birthday party. And of course, the first thing we do is analyze our responses. Un regalo, que significa gift. Un examen, exam. Los papeles, papers. Y los anuncios, advertisements. And of course, our answer is un regalo. Número 38. Cuando sonó blank, Isabel corrió a contestarlo. When the blank rang, Isabel ran to answer it. So contestar is to answer. So, la campana significa bell. El teléfono significa teléfono, claro que sí. El disparo, que significa a gunshot. Y la alarma, que significa alarm. So our key to answering this question is understanding the word contestar, which means to answer. And the only thing that we answer is el teléfono. Let's move on to the next section, which is a closed passage. Now, these can be very tricky. So my first tip to you is to read the entire passage and try to understand what is going on in the passage. We can understand the time instance. Is it in the past? Is it in the future? Is it talking about something that usually happens? And then we also analyze each and every sentence, and we analyze each and every option for that question. insert those options and try to figure out the best answer. So let's read it blankly together. Un regalo para Isabel. A gift for Isabel. Isabel's boyfriend decided blank a gift for Valentine's Day. He entered blank a store where blank the perfume that Isabel blank. When blank the price, he realized that blank sufficient money. Very disappointed, blank very sad from the store. Blank a card, nothing more. I'm just going to insert some vocab here that I want you to take away from this and to remember. We have the verb darse cuenta de que. Darse cuenta de que means to realize. Desilusionado significa disappointed. Y una tarjeta significa a card in this case. Bueno, so let us analyze the options for number 39. So, Isabel's boyfriend decided blank a gift. So we have comprarle, which is to buy her using an indirect object. Comprarlo, which is to buy it. Comprarles, which is to buy them. Y comprarlos, which is also to buy them, but referring to a thing or an object. So the best answer here is the fact that he wants to buy her, Isabel, a gift. And so the answer is comprarle. Number 40. He entered blank a store. And we have de, which is off. He entered off a store. Not quite. He entered in a store. Probably. He entered in order to a store or for a store. And dentro, he entered inside a store. So the answer is N. He entered into a store. Wear blank the perfume. All right, so he's blanking the perfume. Let's see what the blank might be. So we have different forms of the verb ver, to see. And it is up to us now to figure out which tense we are to write in. Now, there are two things to work with here. Who is speaking? Who are we talking about? So we're talking about Isabel's boyfriend. So we're already in the third person. Él, he. So he entered in a store where he, right? So we're focusing on the él, ella, usted form. So let's go ahead and eliminate some things. We can eliminate V because V goes with the yo form. We can eliminate theo because that also goes with the yo form. So this was the preterite, this was the present tense. But we can eliminate them immediately because we're not speaking, the passage is not in the yo form. It is in the él, ella, usted form. And we're talking about something that he did. So we're left with C, which is in the él, ella, usted form. He saw the perfume. And then we have visto, which does not quite work here. Visto is the past participle and it would need the verb haber before it, where he had seen or something like that. So our best answer here is vio, where he saw the perfume that Isabel blank. Same thing. Isabel is our subject in the sentence. So quería is to want, so the perfume that Isabel wanted, the perfume that Isabel offered, the perfume that Isabel promised, or the perfume that Isabel used to ask. So the perfect answer here is quería, the perfume that Isabel wanted. And it is going to be a verb that's in the imperfect tense because it's suggesting that it's something that she wanted over a period of time. When blank the price. So let's stop here. This is where our blank is. Let's analyze our answers for 43. When he asked for the price, when he to ask the price, when he used to ask the price, and when he asking the price. And this cannot work at all because this is the gerund, which exists as a part of, it needs a star to even exist on its own. It cannot stand on its own. It needs a star. So we're eliminating this immediately. We're eliminating this as well because we are not talking about something that used to happen. We're talking about something that happened, right? When he entered the store and when he saw the price, what happened? We cannot put the infinitive in the middle of the sentence there. We have a subject that we're talking about, and the passage is about Isabel's boyfriend. So when he asked for the price, this is our best answer. This is the present tense of the leía usted form of the verb preguntar. All of these are forms of preguntar, which means to ask. But this is the best one because this is the only one in the present tense. So when he asked for the price, he realized that blank sufficient money. Number 44. So once again, we have different parts or different types and forms of the verb tener. And we are now to figure out which one works best in the sentence. He realized that he didn't have enough money. Which of these means he didn't have? No tenía suficiente dinero, because it's describing something that happened at a time. He didn't have enough money. Now, the imperfect tense is used to describe the scene, to describe what's going on in the scene. We don't know the point where he started having money. And stopped having money. So we do not know exactly the time instance as to when he had the money. So the perfect response is the imperfect tense here. He didn't have any money, to describe the fact that he didn't have sufficient money here. Also, we don't even have to analyze it that deeply because this is the only one that makes sense in terms of which one of these is the leía usted. This is not the leía usted. This is the yo form. This is the yo form of the present tense. We don't need the present tense here. And then this is the subjunctive, past subjunctive, that we're not using in this instance because it doesn't work in that sentence. So the best answer is this form. It's the only one that makes sense. It's in the past and it's in the leía usted form. So he realized that he didn't have enough money. What happened next? Very disappointed, blank, very sad from the store. Very disappointed. Which of these goes with the leía usted? Well, all of these do. So it's up to us now to find the present tense because the verb is salir and he left. He left the store. That's a completed action. So which one of these is the present tense? The answer is B. He left the store very sad. Blank a card, nothing more. So he left the store very blank. In a card? No. Off a card? No. Without a card? Or with a card? So he left the store with a card, nothing more. That's the best one. So the only thing he could purchase was a card. And that's the end of the section. Hopefully that strategy helped you with how to approach that section, because we have another section similar to it on your exam. You have 2 of these. So let's do the same thing again. This one is entitled Mis Vacaciones, my vacation. So the first thing we do again is to read the blank passage. And you don't have to read it in Spanish. You read it to yourself in English and try to understand what's going on. So the blank week will be the first week of my vacations. So from the first sentence, we're saying, oh, this is the future tense. This is something that has not yet happened. The blank week will be the first week of my vacations. Right now, I am not worried. Blank, I did well in my exams. Upon blank the vacations, I intend to go abroad with my parents that or who always blank a lot of money in their shopping. How blank to have such parents? Alright, so we're talking about a vacation that is about to happen because of the fact that they did well in their exams and she's going with her parents. Let's now look at the options and insert our responses. Number 47. The blank week will be the first week of my vacations. So our keyword here is the will be. We have some words here and we have to choose the one that points to the future. So pronto means soon. Última means last. Pasada means past. And próxima means next. So our answer is próxima because that speaks to something that has not yet happened. It's pointing to the future tense. So next week will be the first week of my vacation. Right now, let's go to 48 and let's look at what our answers are. Our blank space is before the word preocupado, which means worried. So right now, blank, worried. So we have no he preocupado, no soy preocupado, no estoy preocupado, or no tengo preocupado. Preocupado is an emotion. And with emotions, we use estar and not soy. And definitely not tengo, because that would mean I have worried. So the word that we need is am, and it can be either B or C. But we do not use ser for emotions. We use estar for emotions, so this is our answer. I am not worried. Blank, I did well in my exams. All right, so let's look at what 49 has for us. So I am not worried when I did well in my exams. Probably not the best answer. I am not worried because I did well in my exams. Probably. I am not worried mientras, which is while. And I am not worried however I did well. So the answer is porque. As a result of doing your exams well, you're not worried now. You know? So that's the answer. I am not right now. I am not worried because I did well in my exams. Now we have here al. And we see a verb following al for a 50. And when we have al before a word, it means upon. So this word here means upon. And just a quick tip, once you figure that out, you will know that al is followed by the verb in its infinitive. So that's the answer. The infinitive is the answer if you see al. So upon beginning the vacations, I intend to go abroad, al extranjero, with my parents, who always, let's look at our options. We have here an, and this verb means to have, but it's an auxiliary verb. It does not exist on its own. It is followed by the past participle in most cases. So this cannot be our answer because when we look at the sentence, there's no past participle there and it cannot stand on its own, although it means to have. So my parents have a lot of money. This cannot be the have. It would have to be tener, and tener is not there. So my parents who always pass a lot of money, who always spend a lot of money. Gastan is spend. It can also mean to waste. And esperan is to hope or wait for. So our answer is gastan. My parents who always spend a lot of money on their shopping. And then we have an expression at the end. When we have que, and let's look at what comes next, we have some nouns. When we have que before a noun or an adjective, it can become how. So how or what blank to have such parents. So based on what was said in the passage, they spend a lot of money in their shopping and you're excited to go on the trip with them. We're now choosing the best answer. So let's look at these options. We have calor, which means hot or heat. That can't work. We have suerte, which is luck. We have sueño, which is dream. And we have lástima, which is pity. What a pity to have such parents. That is not the answer. Based on what was said, the answer is suerte. How lucky, or what luck to have such parents. And that's the end of this section. Now, items 53 to 56 refer to the following selection, which is an announcement in the form of an advertisement, a print advertisement. And it's entitled Welcome to Campo Clarito Estate. So, of course, just like the previous section, you have to read for understanding. Do not just jump to the questions. Read it, and you can write on your paper and ensure that you make notes of what the new words are and try to understand the passage. So let's do that right now. This estate is a tourist destination that is situated between mountains and streams. Riachuelos significa streams. Do you intend on getting married soon and need a place to spend your honeymoon? So we have casarse, to get married. Luna de miel, honeymoon. So do you intend to get married soon and need a place to spend your honeymoon? So go to Campo Clarito. That offers you a tranquil or peaceful, quiet environment in the middle of nature. Ambiente significa environment. Disfrute de, enjoy our guided hikes. Horseback riding, montar a caballo is the horseback ride. Say horseback riding. Visits to nearby caves and to this location, but it suggests like a cliff jump. And the serenade of the little birds that inhabit the place. The serenade of the little birds that inhabit the place. Awesome. 7 days with breakfast included for only $1,000. Make your reservation now. Communicate with our agent, Senor Miguel Torres, through this telephone number or visit our website at this website. Let's go to the questions. So the first question is asking us, where is this estate located? Ubicada. We have en la capital, which is probably not the answer because it had suggested a countryside. En el desierto, nothing suggested the desert. En un lugar ruidoso, in a noisy place, definitely not, because it spoke of how serene and peaceful everything was. And then the answer is between rivers and mountains. But before we go by what we think, we're going to analyze the passage again and go and find it. I think the answer is definitely between rivers and mountains. But then we go and ensure that that's our answer, because it literally said this estate is a tourist destination that is situated between mountains and streams. And another word for this would be rios, rivers. So that's our answer. To whom is this announcement specially interest? Or who does this announcement specially interest? Divorcees, everyone, newlyweds, or Agent Miguel Torres? The answer is newlyweds. because above it had mentioned, do you intend to get married soon? Do you need a place to spend your honeymoon? So this is catering to newlyweds, or would be quite interesting to newlyweds. At Campo Clarito, one enjoys dance competitions, a serene environment, bike rides, or a club. Of course, the answer is a serene environment. It explained how peaceful everything was, and this is what you can enjoy. Nothing suggested a club, nothing suggested dance competitions, and we don't want to get tricked by this. It said horseback riding, not bike riding. So the answer is a serene, calm, peaceful environment. And the final one says, one can make a reservation through a visit, a call, a reservation, or internet, a call, or internet. So this could have been the answer. But if we analyze the passage, that's not the only way that you can make a reservation. It says communicate through the telephone or visit our website. So you can make a reservation through a call or through the website. So this is our best answer. Bueno, that was not so bad at all. Let's move on to our final section, which is a short reading passage with 4 questions. So let's read through the selection together. The place where Mariela used to work was small, but it didn't matter to her at all. It breathed of an air of a lot of organization, and Mariela used to feel comfortable there. It had just turned 9 o'clock when the phone that was on her desk rang. Right away, she listened to the voice of her boss. Buenos dias, señorita. Good morning, miss. Are you very busy now? No, nothing urgent. So, do me the favor of coming to my office because I have to deliver to you some very important letters. Mariela hung up the phone and went back to the magazine that she was reading. Bueno, let's highlight some vocab. The one that stands out to me the most is this one. Despacho is a word that means office, but it's not very popularly used. So let's add that to our vocabularies. Let's look at the questions. How was the office of Mariela? How was Mariela's office? Small and uncomfortable. Let's see. So it said it was small, but it said she felt very comfortable there. So that is not our answer. Big this can definitely not be the answer because the passage said it's small. Organized and small. Let's see. So we already know that it's small, and it said that it breathed of an air of a lot of organization. So that could be our answer. Organized but uncomfortable. So it was definitely not uncomfortable because the passage explicitly said she felt comfortable there. So our answer is C. Number 58 says, how did Mariela used to feel? We have encarcelada, which is imprisoned. We have preocupada, which is worried. Sofocada, which is suffocated. And cómoda, which is comfortable. And we already know our answer is comfortable because it had explicitly said that she felt very comfortable there. Let's find the line that says it to be sure. Mariela se sentía cómoda allí. Every answer is going to be found in the passage. It's not up to our interpretation. Number 59 says, what was Mariela doing when the phone rang? Now you might be wondering, where will I find this answer? Now it's in the last line because it says when she hung up the phone, she went back to the magazine that she was reading. If you were to go up here, it didn't quite say that she was doing anything. It says a time, and then it says that she answered the phone, she spoke to her boss. It didn't say what she was doing before, but the last line said when she hung up the phone, she went back to the magazine that she was reading. So the answer is that she was reading. It did not say she was writing. It did not say she was sitting down even. More than likely she was, but it didn't explicitly say that. And it did not say that she was fixing up herself. And the last question is, what did her boss want? He wanted to do a favor to Mariela. He wanted to write a letter to Mariela. He wanted to call the attention of Mariela. Or he wanted Mariela to come to his office. Let's see. So our answer can be found here. He says, do me the favor of coming to my office because I have to teach you or deliver to you some very important letters. So he wanted her to come to his office. So he called, yes, to call her attention. But this is the best answer. At the end of the call, she was to come to his office. But let's talk about the fact that she didn't go back to his office. She actually went back to reading. But that was not asked, so that does not concern us at all. This is the end of the multiple choice section. As we go through a couple of these videos, please go ahead and ensure that you practice these questions because, as I said before, they are very repetitive. The passages are repetitive, the sections are repetitive, each question is very repetitive. So the more past papers you see and get familiar with, the more prepared you'll be for the exam. As you continue to prepare, I want to wish you all the very best. Thank you for watching. Gracias por mirar y adiós.